Okay, so I'm so excited to have our little calls again and just to kind of talk about things. So I feel like this past week there were lots of videos. There's training, there's March Madness, um, there was a power hour, there was a call on Saturday from Melanie, um, and then there's the event. Oh, Hallie's trying to hop on. Um, and then there's the event tomorrow. So there's a lot to going on, a lot to talk about. And I just wanted to Hallie said she has it saved, but it isn't working. Send her link. So where are you guys at? Like, what are you thinking about? Have you um talked about the event tomorrow? Have you gone through any of those videos? Just like tell me, unmute or type it out or whatever you want to do. Um, but tell me where you're at with everything while I send this code to Hallie. Hopefully that works. Okay. Um, There she is. Okay, so I know that I saw Tiffany, and I know we talked about this, you posted today about the workshop. Did you have any success, anything? Okay. Um, it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of times it's going to be a couple posts, it's going to be stories, and it's going to be maybe um those people who were on your team before. Like, even if you are like, hey, Whitney, hop on. Um, who else was a good do you still talk to Jill, Tiffany from Vegas, Jill? Like those people who you had connections with before.
No, I should reach out to her. She had kind of stopped the body because she was getting frustrated with them like 6 or 7 months ago. Um, but I should reach back out to her.
Yes. I think those people who you already have that connection and trust with are the people who are going to be like, yeah, sure. Especially where, you guys are maybe kind of talking about it for the first time or like fairly, the first time. It's really the first thing you guys are kind of inviting to. Um, I feel like that is where I had the most traction. Um, and so I would, even if it's whether it's a message or it's an email or however you want to communicate with them, just letting them know like, hey, I'm fairly new at this. I've started using these products. I'm loving them. There's this like kind of a workshop thing tomorrow where we will be learning more about everything. Check it out. Just like listen while you're multitasking in the evening or whatever. Just make it super like casual and I like to throw in like, hey, I'm gonna offer some freebies, do a little drawing, whether it's like I'm gonna give away a coffee or I'm gonna send you some samples. Like I think honestly, sending the samples has been huge because it's giving people, I know people are like reluctant to try something new, and it gives them like just a little sample of how amazing things are. I sent, oh my gosh, I can't, Jessica, Saunders, I sent her one of my little goodie bags of samples. Like I put everything in there and it has and I had a Starbucks gift card in there. And that was like engagement in our group. And she messaged me today and said, okay, Shaklee's Energize is like superior. And I was like, okay, not only is she now loving it, but I have that screenshot that now I can use in my stories and say, like, this was a body customer. She used Body's Energize and she loves Shaklee's. And she I don't know if she would have tried it. Maybe she would have, but um, the fact that I sent her those samples will hopefully make her a customer. You know what I mean? Well, she already is, but will make her want to um purchase that. So samples, I think, cannot um and you guys think about it like too, what we did with body, we wrote those off, right? Like that's a tax deduction. Pretty much anything I'm going to continue to write off because I feel like it is, and I'm not obviously do your own thing, do your own research, but um, we have to have knowledge and be able to recommend the products and try them and know that they work and all the things to be able to kind of share them with others and help other people use them and all the things. So I feel like it's kind of the same thing as body. Like, we are a representation of those products that we're sharing and trying and using. So I'm still going with that. So keep that in mind too. And it gives me an excuse to order some Shaklee Energize when I still have a cabinet full of body Energize. And I'm like, huh. But I also, for a while I was like, I'm not going to order anymore because I need to use my body Energize. But I feel like the more that I've talked about it in my stories and put it with Good Gut and Go, I've had a few people buy it. And if I wasn't talking about it, they might not have. I was kind of avoiding talking about it because I was still using my body Energize and I just wasn't putting that in my story necessarily. Um, so anyway, just, you know, that's something that's been working for me. Um, and I see Nicole said, yes, a post letting people know what you're doing. I think that that is huge. Like that's definitely a big step. And if you need any help writing that or talking it through, just let me know. Um, oh, I meant to go back and look at my first post when I first I don't even know if I announced what I was doing before I said come to one of these events. That was really what started my business because I just felt, I don't know if you guys have felt this, but I felt paralyzed in how to start, what to say, what should I say, what shouldn't I say, coming from body, going to another company. I don't want to sound like I'm just jumping ship or like I'm, just whatever. But then when I was like, oh, this event, this gives me something to talk about. And it always works, right? Like whenever we would do business or coach webinars for coaching, it was like something to get us to talk about coaching. And I feel like these events are the same thing. It's something to get us to talk about Shaklee when we might not have otherwise, or like it might have held us back. But I promise, these things are without sending messages. That's what, or cold messages. That's what has helped me grow my business every single month is truly taking advantage of these events and getting people in the room to listen. Um, so yes, put yourself out there, make that post, talk in your stories, invite a couple of friends, even if it's coworkers at work, um, whatever, whatever works. And I think yes, the connecting with people, that is hard too. I feel like when you or when I kind of put more in my stories about um I have some Shaklee things, I have some engagement things. I need to give more value. I've talked about that based on the call from Melanie yesterday. But I feel like, as people engage with my stories, whether it's if I ask for an opinion or if I have them vote or something, that is a good way. But I also feel like too, if, we're making those posts in the same manner, and people are commenting on it, that's a good way to start up a conversation or just kind of get that I haven't talked to you in 10 years, but hey, this is great, perfect. Without even making it about Shaklee, but just kind of getting them to oh, I wonder what Nicole's really up to and go to your stories and watch them. Um, so I'm really going to, I think tomorrow's post is going to be about the event. And then I'm really going to adopt what she said. I took so many little pages of notes from her thing yesterday, but what did she say? Um, She like went through everything. So you do one. Um, and remember, one thing she said yesterday that really stuck out to me too is I know none of us feel like experts. Like, I don't feel like an expert. I still have to Google things. She said, like Melanie said, I don't feel like an expert either. Just remember you're one step ahead of everyone because you have signed up and you have tried some things. And you can just quick Google things. You don't have to know everything. Um, and those thoughts that hold us back and kind of keep us in the same place are the ones that are going to prevent us from moving forward and taking action and seeing what is truly possible with this business and building that paycheck. I think we all want that, right? We all want that paycheck. um but okay, so she also said like um when you're posting about a sale or like sharing something that has to do with a sale. So that's kind of like the thing tomorrow. Telling a story. So some type of story about you, about your starting with Shaklee, about when you decided to try it, like what made you try it, something about what your experience has been, like literally anything. But just telling a story to catch their attention. Um, and then she talked about the value, and that was my main thing, was like I don't think I'm really providing value. I'm doing a lot of like, here's what's working, here's what I'm loving, click here, whatever. Mixed in with like some maybe some sort of, I don't know, but I really need to do like she said, you like three things that have helped me on my anti-inflammatory journey. And she said like drinking more water, um, cutting out alcohol, and like whatever her third thing was, like something that someone can literally take and run with it. And I don't think I'm that specific. So that's something I'm really going to work on. But I think like the more that we do it, the easier it gets. And it's just kind of taking that first step and just putting it out there and being proud. I don't know about you guys, but the one thing that sticks out to me about Shaklee is, and like in the polar opposite direction of how I feel about Body at this point, I'm almost embarrassed by what Body has done with like the last 6 months or so. I don't know, just the things. It's like, oh gosh, it's so cringy. Like all the ads that are so strange, and like this GLP-1 workout program that's coming out. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. And, I hate to say that because you guys know Body changed my life. I stand firm in that. It's not like I've changed my beliefs or anything, but it's the shift, right? And I feel like Shaklee makes me proud. Like the products I'm proud of, the testing and all of the care that like goes into developing the products, and then also, we're on a really awesome team who's like doing big things, and I think there's so many things to be proud of. And that's what like I've probably said this to you guys with Body too. Like I felt like it changed my life, and that made it easier for me to kind of put myself out there and to share when I was uncomfortable. And so think about Shaklee and how you feel about it. And, if you feel reluctant or unsure, that's going to make it harder to post. But if there's something about it that makes you excited, like what is it that made you want to become an ambassador? And talk about that. Like use that energy to help you put yourself out there and kind of get that momentum going, not roller coaster. Um, I've had so many people messaging me lately with amazing stories and testimonies to the products. It's like blown me away. Um, like people saying, one of my girls has been stuck. She's been devastated that she has not seen any results in months. She made an appointment with with her doctor. She was going to ask for hormone testing, and just like not sure what to do. She was working out consistently, making changes with her nutrition. She was actually like sticking with it and not seeing any progress. She made some more dietary changes. Um, cut out sweets. She said she's not been exercising for like a while, but she added in metabolic boost and she's already lost 6 pounds like in a week, which is crazy. So, I mean, not saying that it's all from that, but I think like when added into like her changes with her nutrition, it's helped and she is so excited and I'm like, gosh, how cool is that? I don't know. I just think it's amazing. And hearing the good things about Energize and the good gut and go combo and um, just all the things like seeing people reordering, loving the vitamins. It's so encouraging. So just, you know, take what you can from that, I suppose, too. So I'm excited for the event tomorrow. I am going to continue sharing. I'm going to put up a post tomorrow. I'm going to share it in my stories. And anyone who liked or commented on my post today, I'm going to reach out to them and just casually invite them to it. And then afterwards, just share like my takeaways. I think that too, like I always take screenshots and share it in my stories of like things that impress me or things I'm proud of, things like again, like the testing and like the history behind the company really impresses me and makes me feel like, yes, like this is something substantial. This company's been around for a long time. They're not like messing around here. It's not just like willy-nilly thrown together, brand new, just launched. Like this is a company that has stood the test of time. Um, and so really sharing those things, like my takeaways in my stories too. Um, I think just kind of creating that like hype around it, right? Tiffany said she started Metabolic Boost. Ooh, I'm so excited to hear how it goes. Please keep me posted. This is like what I'm living for. Um, and yes, gosh, I swear, did I share it? I think I shared it in our chat, but I know we've talked about a lot of things since then. I'll bump it or whatever. Does anybody have questions, comments, concerns, anything I can help with? I'm going to take a boomerang of you guys. Makes my heart so happy. Hopefully, everybody is on the mend, feeling good. I know, like, tummy flu's been in Hallie's house, has been in Nicole's house, has been Tiffany. Didn't you guys have it, or did your kiddos have it? Yeah, yeah. No more. No, no, thank you. Okay, boomerang. Okay. Did anybody type anything in the chat? No. Okay. Well, thanks for hopping on, guys. I hope I will see you tomorrow on the. I won't really see you. I'll see your name in the comments if you are on. Maybe I'll make a group chat for it. I feel like that helps. I don't know why. Maybe it's annoying, but it helps me. It makes me feel better. All right. Bye, you guys. Have a good night.